timing is crucial, and our next guest timing looks to be impeccable, at least for today. A new gold fund has entered the scene, and just in time, gold prices skyrocketed today, hitting a one-month high, surging nearly 3%. That's the biggest jump in a year. So what are ways for you to play the sector if you are a believer that gold will continue to move higher, or that this is just a moment where it'll all start to fall again? How high will prices go? Joining us now is the guy who has impeccable timing this time around, Peter Schiff, Pacific Capital CEO, who you just launched the Europac Gold Fund. What is in this, Peter?
Well, I launched it on Friday, Liz, and, I actually wanted to launch it about a week sooner, which would have been better, but, the regulators held it up, as they often do, and so it came out on Friday. But, I've been advocating and buying gold stocks for myself and clients for years, but the stocks have gotten so cheap, they're actually the cheapest they've been since I've been alive, that for the first time I created a publicly traded mutual fund, or a publicly available mutual fund, where people can take advantage of what I think is, the opportunity of a lifetime in the gold mining sector. Because, gold went down, but the companies that mine it got crushed.
Yeah.
And I don't think they deserve to be crushed, because I think gold prices are headed a lot higher, and these companies are going to have a lot of profits.
Okay, so let's talk about what is exactly an EPGFX, your new fund.
Well, they're gold mining companies, by and large.
Which ones?
I'm not going over the specific stocks that are in there, but I'm taking advantage of a sector that has really been destroyed based on negative sentiment. I think you've got the best fundamentals ever for gold stocks, yet you have the worst sentiment. Everybody is short. Everybody has sold these stocks. There's nobody left to sell. And I think you're going to have a huge rise in the price of gold, which is going to catch all these speculators by surprise. They've the market. They're going to have to cover. And I think a lot of the gold mining companies have taken action over the last several months that is going to limit the amount of gold that they're going to mine in the future. So I think there's not going to be a lot of supply. There's going to be a lot of demand, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity in this sector if you get the right stocks. And I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunities for consolidation within the mining sector, because I don't think a lot of these gold mining companies are going to spend a lot of money looking for more gold to mine. But what they might do is mine some of the opportunities on the stock market, because these stocks are so cheap, it makes more sense to buy up your competitors than to go look for more gold.
Tell me what your target price for gold, tell me if this is the wrong time limit, but maybe by year end, what do you see for the price of gold? And what would get it there?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think the bottom is going to drop out of the dollar. I think we have a real economic crisis coming in America that's going to be much worse than the 2008 financial crisis. We never really solved the problems because the Federal Reserve made them worse. It bought us some time, but we're going to pay dearly. I think the next crisis is a dollar crisis. It's a U.S. Treasury sovereign debt crisis, and that is the best possible environment for gold. And I think gold is going to be going up very rapidly when it turns around. Okay. You can see several days where gold goes up by more than $100 a day. I think people are going to be very surprised by how quickly gold rallies. Ultimately, I think it goes to several $1,000s an ounce, 5,000 or higher. Okay. I doubt it will do it before the end of this year, although anything is possible if we get a currency crisis.
And
I think it's coming in the next several years.
The last time you were here, Peter, you showed us something called the Valcambi. It was that chocolate bar, it looks like a chocolate bar with pieces that you can break off, but it is made out of gold. Yeah. You are one of the dealers who is selling this. How are sales?
Sales are still good. If you separate the physical gold market from the paper market, from where all the speculators are and the hot money, demand has been very strong all around the world for real physical gold. The selling has come from the speculators, the hedge funds, the short-term traders, and they've sold this market down. But I think once the technicals turn around and a lot of the people who sold gold try to buy it back, it's going to be a very difficult thing to do, because a lot of the gold that was sold on the way down is not going to be available for sale on the way up. Okay. So there could be a real problem in the physical market when these ETFs try to refill their coffers, but the gold that they liquidated isn't there anymore, and it's not for sale at any price. So we can go a lot higher, but at my gold company, we haven't seen any kind of decline in demand like we saw in the speculative community. But the hedge funds, the private equity guys, they've bailed out of the gold market when they realize they made a mistake and they look to get back in. It's going to be a very difficult task to accomplish.
It's called
without moving the prices way up.
It's called the Euro-Pacific Gold gold fund. Great timing, certainly. Gold up today by more than $40 in the aftermarket. But we know what's real gold, Peter. Your brand new baby. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
To you and Lauren, we appreciate you coming on. Peter Schiff of Euro Pacific. David, over to you.
Good news. Congratulations to Peter Schiff and his new son.